Welcome back one day more to our Dev Day. Last day we already almost finished with the main page, and we said last day we will do today the contact page. So we already have some in the contact. We already have also the form. So we're going to implement the submit and also something else, because for the view, and now we need to interact with the user, because we will interact with the user. The much better way is get a view model, because Blazor WebAssembly is so good to use the pattern MVVM, model view model. So we will create a view model for this page, a model for connect with the API, and if we have time, the API. If not, next day we can finish with the API. So we need to improve the members, and we don't have blocks yet. Okay, let's start. Because really the last 2 or 3 weeks I am so busy, and sometimes I forgot, I already forgot how is the code. But anyway, we have our contact page here, correct? Yes, this is the contact page. And then this is the submit. Okay, so this area is the form area. Yeah, it's the form area here. Okay. So first, we need to create a class where we will store this data. Okay. Placeholder, I'm going to put the phone number and remove this value. I don't like this value. Maybe this is the copy and paste last day, and then this one going to put here and remove this one. Okay, first we need to implement the view model, the model, and all the necessary. Okay, going to create a new folder. We will call view models, and really this folder must be renamed, but much better I'm going to reuse. I'm going to call entities, and then inside entities I will move these two. Then Visual Studio asking me if I want to rename the namespaces to match with the folder. I said yes. Okay, and then now this one is in the Pampanga community, blah blah blah. Okay, then now in the models is where I'm going to create the model to interact with the API. In the view model, I'm going to create the view model interact with the page, so with the view. First, I need the entity where I'm going to store the data about the contact page. We said we have the name, email, phone number, and the message. Okay, so contact form data, for example. Then here we need a string with the name, other string, with the email, other string with the phone, and finally other string with the message. Okay, now we can also introduce here some validation. Okay, for example, the email should be required, okay, and the message should be required also. This validation, I will use data annotations from the framework directly, okay. You can use also, if you want, some other validation like a fluent validation or any other. But this is for simplify and only for this small example, okay. Then what else? And now I need my model. Contact page model. What is the purpose of this class? The purpose of this class is interact with the API. This class is who will send or receive data from the API and send or receive this data from the view model. So the view model will use the contact page model. In this case, we only need one method to send the form, okay. So I'm going to create my method is public, is a task, and then I'm going to set like send form. What I'm going to receive? I'm going to receive the contact form data, okay. Contact form data. I don't remember if we have already registered a client. Okay, we have our HTTP client registered here, and because we are pre-rendered, I guess we are pre-rendered or not. Yeah, we are pre-rendered, so we have the client here. Okay, so this model need to receive the HTTP client. Okay, I need an instance of my HTTP client. This is a new function from Net 8, okay. This called primary constructor. This is the same about if we are still doing here a read only, set up this one, and then create a constructor and do this action. So all these lines I can save with only one line, like I receive here. Sorry. I receive here, and then because this now should be at the class level, I like to put in Pascal case. But this is up to you. Some programmers still using lowercase because it's a parameter about the method or something, but because really it's accessible for all the class, I prefer use Pascal case. Then now, using the client, I can do an await client post from JSON async to some endpoint, and I will send the data. Okay. Okay, and then this will give me an error if I no generate the API. So for a while I only going to do an await task delay and delay 1 second. I'm going to comment this one for a while. Okay, then this is already my model. Is the model I will use in my repository, because I still using a dependency about this one. I need register this contact page model like a service. So I need to go to my program, and here I need to add my builder, that services, that add scope, and what I'm going to add is, I'm going to add my contact model. Okay, and we can do much better, because if you see, I still receiving an HTTP client. Then when I will register, I can still using the factory about the HTTP clients. Okay, but this going to complicate more the example today, so I will not going to do. But the best way is use a add HTTP client and use a strong typed method with the factory. But for use the factory, I need to still inserting here other NuGet and something else. So much better for a while only scope, and then I still receiving this client is registered here. Okay, this is the client is registered here, and I will receive this client in this class. Okay, now I need to create my view model. Contact page view model. Then this view model won't need to receive my model. Okay, so I need my contact page model like the model, for I can still sending later the form. What else I need here? I need my public contact form data. Okay, I need my property for I can use this form data from the page. And finally, I'm going to put also some property, a string, and this should be a message, for I can still showing message to the user after send the form or something. And then the public async task send form, and this send form, if you see, no need to receive any data, because is this data here is already at the class level. What need to do here is I'm going to put a try catch, and then await model that send form, and I will send the form data. If this have an exception, then I capture the exception here, and my message is equal the exception message. If not get any error, my message should be thanks for your contact. We will keep in touch soon as possible. Okay, and really here we can format a little bit much better this one. I'm going to put sorry, Houston, we got a problem, and then the exception message. Initially, right now, this is not going to give me any exception, but if I uncomment this line, maybe I will get an exception because cannot send. So we can keep it. We can keep it because this endpoint doesn't exist here in my API. I don't have any endpoint yet, so this will give me an error. And also later when I will create the endpoint, I'm going to create an endpoint is called send contact message. Okay, so for sure this endpoint doesn't exist. This will throw exception about 404 not found. Okay, I already have my model, and then the same as before, this view model receive a dependency from my dependency container. I need to register this one in my services. So builder.services _the view model. Okay, so I registered the HTTP client because I need to use in the contact page model, and I register the view model because I need to use this contact page model. These two also, because we are in a pre-render environment, we need also register in the API. Okay, so if you see here, the API is registering my HTTP client, and then I need to register these other two services. For if the page is loaded for first time with a refresh action, this will be used. If the page never can be with a refresh action, then you no need to do this one in a pre-rendered environment. If you are using a WebAssembly, only like WebAssembly, also you no need to do this one in the Web API. Remind, all this one is because I am using a pre-rendered website. Okay, so this initially is already ready. Now need nothing else. Now we need to use in our contact page. I'm going to create my file because it's already too much scroll up down, so I'm going to create my backend file. How I create my backend file? The most easy way is click in the code, control that, and extract block to the code behind. This will create my code behind class. Okay, first I need to inject my view model. Okay, so I need to request for my view model. Contact page view model get set. With this action, I already have available or available my view model. Now I'm going to change my view, my page, with some change relative to how I'm going to validate and how I'm going to send the form. First, this form tag, I need to use the form tag from the framework. and this is form, edit form. Okay, going to remove all this one and then control that using, I'm going to get this using and put in my imports, for I have always disponible this one in anywhere of my website, and also the components for, okay, I think it's already there. Okay, so I have my edit form. First I need to tell in my edit form who is my model. Okay, so the model is inside of view model variable that form data. Okay, this is my variable. Now I need to enable the validation. Okay, then we need to use validator, data annotation validator. This is from the framework. This validator will use these tags we are here. Okay, we can put more validations like the email is really an email and some others, but with this one is enough. Then also, while you are developing, it's good idea to get here the summary, the validation summary. Okay, because right now if I try to use this one, this will show me the errors. Okay, then in the edit form also I can use the onValid submit, and then I will call the view model that send form. Okay, so in the submit action, when this button is pressed, is clicked, this is going to execute the submit. The validation try to validate. If all is okay, we'll execute this method, and then this method will send the form. Then if all is okay, I want to show to the user my message. I'm going to put here a small label and then add view model that message. Okay, remind, if you want to render something from the code, always use the add before. If I remove the add, this is only going to write the literal text view model that message, but if I put add, this will use the variable message inside the variable view model. Let's try. This should be work, because the validation should be work. Okay, this is the change in the namespace we are still doing before. And I think nothing else, maybe. Oh, yeah, we have some else. I'm going to move this one also to the imports. I think it's already there, right? Pampanga outside models, yes, it's already there. Okay, I think now it's all good. Yeah, going to contact. Oh, get an error. I forgot in my view model this should be new for a default. Okay, if not, still still null. Okay, see, and now if I press submit, see, the email is required and the message field is required and is not yet sent. If you see, no show any message here. Okay, and now going to bind this data with my model for they can get the data. We have a few ways. We can keep exactly the input, this input text, and then we can do add bind equal view model dot form data dot name. Okay, I want to bind with this one. Other, here I can use the input text from the framework. Okay, this input text is from the framework. This input is from HTML. What is the difference? This input text is automatically correctly binded in all the environment about the framework. So with when have some change in the framework or change in the UI, this is still using correctly all the events. Then here we also can use bind value and then the same versus view model that form data that this is the email. Okay, input email, we don't have input email, right? Yeah, we don't have input email, so take email. And then this is it's a number versus here. This is a number and my property is a text. So I'm going to change like text. Okay. And here also the framework gives us the text area, input text area. Okay, and then I think no need this one, and then bind value view model that form data that message. Okay, let's test again. I'm going to write the email. Remind, we don't have a validation if this is an email or not. Okay, only from the browser, because we said this should be an email, so the browser is who will validate. See? Okay, at blah blah blah.com. See, the only still getting now the error is about the message because it's the only I leave it. If I put the message and I try to submit, thanks for contact us. Oh, this should be work fine. So why work fine? The endpoint should be not there. Yeah, see, I still getting my bad requests, but it's not sending to me an exception. It's only like bad requests, nothing else. Let's see what we are doing in the model. The model only send that. Okay, we can store this one like using HTTP response message, response equal is response, and then we can ask him ensure status quo. Okay, this will throw exception is this no return a success code. So let's try. Okay, put the email, put the data, submit. Houston, we got a problem. Response status code not indicates 400, bad request. So all good. No errors in the page, but we are still showing to the user, hey, sorry, we cannot send the form. Okay. Then what else to improve? In the view model, if all this one is still good, we can clean the form. So form data can be again a new. This action will clean the form after send. I'm not going to clean if I have an error. So maybe now not going to work because we're still getting an error. Going to put this one outside in the end with a finally here, for example. So this code always should be executed, inclusive if have a catch or if have a try. See, now it's clean. I got the error, but clean. Really, this is now good. If the user is still filling the form, it's much better put only if have some error. Okay? And then, if you see, the only one place I need to change code is here. If I remove this action, again, will show like we can send the form. See, then thank you, I have my cleanup, but it's much better still controlling if have or don't have a success status code. This is the advantage to use model and view model, because anything relative to the data you know, you only need to touch the model. Okay? Initially that's all. So the only we need now is remove this one because I don't like the validation summary, and we will show the error message just when it's necessary. So who have the validation is the email. Then if the email is not good, I want to show the error. For this one, we can use the component is error message. Validation message. Okay, validation message. Then for here we need to call the view model that form data that email. Okay, we need to use the arrow function here, okay, because they need to access to the model. The same in the text area. If the text area is no good, if the message is not there, then we will show for the message. Then now the errors coming just down the field is not correctly. See? This error and this error. Also, because we are in Bulma, we're going to put here the CSS, the class, sorry, is help, is danger. For we can put in red. Yeah, much pretty, right? A little bit smaller and with red. Then that's all. I think we can try to do the backend. So we will do the API. My front end is already ready. Going to do the backend now. I'm going to save my data at backend for the contact page. Not backend, no. Add model and view model for the contact page. Okay. Because this project have a reference about this project, I can still use in my entities. So in a minimal API, we are in a minimal API right now. We can add here directly the controllers. So app.mapPost, okay, and then my name we set in the models. This is the name of my endpoint. Need to start with the dash, okay, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to execute this function, okay. Then here we can add the variables about what we need to receive or what service we need to use. Initially, I need to receive my entity contact form data. This is what I still sending, correct? And initially, nothing else, because right now, I'm not going to create a client with send emails or something. For now, I'm only going to simulate. So I will to receive. I'm going to do the bar that right line, and I'm going to put sending email to data that email. No, sorry, receive a contact from this email. Then I'm going to put this one like asynchronous, because I'm going to do here a wait, task, delay, and I'm going to delay 3 seconds for we can feel a little bit the simulation about we are doing something. And then return results that okay. This is all you need to create an endpoint in a minimal API. Later, we're going to have a look how to improve this one to avoid do this kind of actions. We can do more clean. Let's try. Let's see if now not get an error here. Still sending, result okay, thank you for contact, but now we have an okay here, okay? And if you see, we only receive an okay. We are not receiving any kind of message or anything from the API because we didn't do, only return the okay. This is the data we are sending. All good, perfect. I'm happy, it's working in the first time. No errors because it's in live. I am thinking we need to tell in the user the system is still doing something, okay? So in the view model, I'm going to add a new property. It's a boolean, and we're going to put is sending, okay? Then for affairs, we're going to put is sending equal true, and then we're going to use again the finally, and then is sending equal false. Okay, with this action, my page can know when is sending or not. Where I'm going to use this one? In my page, in my contact, in my form here, I'm going to use a class from Bulma is loading. Is loading is a class going to change my button content and show the waiting icon. For this action, I need to do some small code. So start the code and then view model that is sending. If this is true, I'm going to write something. If false, I'm not going to write nothing. I'm going to write is loading. And then see how is the effect. See the button how will change. See? Sending, finish, come back to normal, and thank you for contact with us. So this indicates to the user we are doing something. And now I saw also if the user try to click again, we need to clean this message. All good. So come back here, and then the first we need to do is message equal string empty. I will send. Okay, if I try to click again, well, this is not yet sent. Okay, remind the form is not yet submitted, so that's why this is not working. I'm going to try to put my things here, my things in the click action, remove the message, the first, and now come back. Okay, so all good. Next day I will show you how we will work with the real sending, registering this one into the database, in a database, for example, or we can still sending an email or the booth. If we have time, maybe the booth. The first is register this contact in some database, maybe, because it's more interesting for you how to work with databases. And that's all. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.